with the amazing help from the incredibly talented Phil, he fabricated some mounts for my new seat. And some people have asked me, why did you take out the original seat? Well, a few reasons. One, it was not very comfortable. The high back without a headrest, it was just a one body that just went all the way up, and I just found it pushed my neck too far forward. Also, probably great for an 8-hour day job, but not an on-the-road lifestyle. B, C, or D, or whatever number or letter I'm on now, it didn't swivel, and the cost of buying a swivel was about $300, plus the mount, or with the swivel mount, and didn't really like the style of it. And then the other thing was it had one armrest, and it wasn't padded. It was just like this skinny little thing that was not really adjustable, whereas this one, this Delica seats, I bought them for, what did I get them for? 125 bucks, I think, for two. And they have two armrests, one on each side. The original seat did not move as far back as this one does. And the other thing is the Delica seat has built into it, if I can find it, swivel. So I can now be the driver, or can't find the knob, that's my problem, can't find that switch. Or when I'm done, if we have people over, I can face it this way, which is fantastic. And I can even go like quite far using it. Okay, so now I'm hitting the seatbelt now. But that's a pretty good thing, right? So if I want to visit, I'm going to have the passenger's chair right there. I'm about to install that now. And I can face that person, which is fantastic. Other thing with the Delica seat is it lays completely flat. Which is fantastic. Completely flat, because the Delica seats were made to sleep in. Not that I'll sleep in the driver's position, but my seatbelt totally works with the stock, which makes me very excited. So that's all we got for today. Woo! A lot of traffic here. All right, welcome back. Today is a little bit more tinkering. I had a friend named Darcy. He came by. He's kind of a bus and a wiring guru when it comes to vehicles. He walked into this bus. He knew exactly where everything and anything was that I needed to do. So, as you know, I pulled out the air conditioner, the chair lift, the condenser, the heater in the back that was all connected to the engine. And now I've got all these wires hanging everywhere. Help me. Help me. I'm under attack. All these wires. So this is what happens when you take out all the stuff and you're left with all these things and they're still connected to something in the dashboard. He came over and showed me exactly what I need to do and how to fix it. So that's what I'm doing today. And because of his great wisdom and his faith in me, he's like, you can do it. And he showed me how. So let's see if I learned anything or if I'm just about to wreck this bus. I will tell you, this kind of freaks me out a little bit. It's fine to take it out, but unplugging it, no problem. Pulling this big snake through the bus, no problem. Disconnecting it from the fuse box and stuff, that's where it scares me a little bit. But we're gonna make this happen. Come on, people. cheer me on. Cheer me. No, don't cheer me on. I can't stand that. Let's do this.
Loading all the baggage on a southbound train, tripping on a tear in the autumn rain. Cold steel rails gonna guide her on a journey through the story of an eagle's song. Searching for a seat as the whistle cries, chill from the spill in her jaded eyes. Flirt in a skirt she refused to share, shame in a ring that she just won't wear. No more cheating, no more fighting, late night crying. If he doesn't treat you right, say goodbye, say goodbye. If he's got lying eyes.
Well, all right. Today we get to take a step back in time because I did not do enough research on the regulations for the installation of the propane tank, which means I had the welder come in and build the L brackets and all that fun stuff, and that's solid. The welder did a great job. But I have learned that the propane tank must be fastened to the frame. It can't be attached to anything else. And though the metal it is attached to, in my opinion, is super strong, apparently it is not the code. So I'm removing that, and I have to return this propane tank, buy another one that has the mounting brackets that are in the appropriate place to mount it to the frame. So that's what we get to do today. We'll step back in time to fix a issue that arose due to me not doing enough research. So do your research, do it. Let's step back in time.
Was a debt that she couldn't pay. Hope was a smoke that she couldn't breathe. Time was a prison she began to pray, and she found faith.
Well, as is the golden rule, that went very smoothly until the last bolt. The last bolt I had to cut out because, I don't know, it just did not want to come off. So, slice that sucker off. But it's out now. Praise the Lord. I think that's it for today. Gotta return this tank, so see you next time. Well, little update, it's sunny, so I'm going outside and I'm doing a little teetering around again. Redoing some wiring, installing my lights. I will get to that, but before I do that, the dashboard in the bus had been cut out to allow for a control panel to work the chairlift in the back, the air conditioner in the back, the heater in the back, and all those things. And I have taken that out, all that stuff out, so I was left with a big hole in the dashboard. So I've been searching and searching and searching, and I finally found one. The part has been discontinued by Ford, so they don't make it anymore, but I found a wrecker an hour and a half away from my house. So I just got back. I went all the way out there and just got back, bought it. It needs to be cleaned up. So I'm gonna clean that up right now, and then I'm gonna install that sucker and then go buy some lights. Got some cool little lights that I found that I'm gonna use as running lights instead of those long rectangle shaped ones. They're like, I think they're called penny lights, penny marker lights. So I'm gonna install those, and you're welcome to hang out while I clean up and get that ready. Ba-ba-ba-da.
I've been living with shame. I complain, but still I crave it. God, I wish it would rain.
All right, welcome to another day of tinkering. I have picked up some new lights that are going to go along the top, and I've picked up the wiring, and I'm really excited about this because all new lights, they're really clean. They're called penny lights. I'll show you in a second. and I get to do all the wiring myself, which saves me, as you know if you watched the previous videos, $8,000 to have somebody else do it. So after talking to a bunch of electricians and doing some research, I have built enough confidence to try and do this myself. This is not the wiring for the house. This is the wiring for the actual vehicle, the bus, the running lights, the brake lights, the signal lights, and taking out all those computers and modules that were telling it not to go and park when the vehicle chairlift wasn't up or the doors weren't closed properly and all that stuff. So we're gonna do that today and see how it goes. All right, well, in our goodie bag, we've got shrink tube that goes around the wiring that when I make connections, snip a little piece, heat it up, shrinks it around it, makes it all nice and tight. This is the running lights. They're called penny lights. They're so cool, so small, super easy to use. They come with everything here for like, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks. Comes with a little grommet here. Oops. So you drill the hole in the side, or if you already have holes in your bus for the lighting, you just put a little silicone around the outside, slap that sucker in the tube, in the hole, put in your wiring, slide that in somehow, and then you put in your light. And that is the end of that. And that is LED light, so it'll draw less power. So I got the amber ones, I got the red ones, 14 in total. I got a crap ton of wiring, all color coded, so that I know, for instance, my amber lights, ground is white, the power is yellow. So I got yellow when I'm running that throughout the bus, and with my red lights, the ground is white and the power is red. So I got my red wire for the red lights, red running lights, and the white is the ground. So I got a bunch of that as well. And I think that's all I got today. Felt like a lot when I was in the store, but that's what we got today. I also have these, but I bought the brake light, signal lights, and backup lights a while ago. And I ordered a new, smaller license plate light just to make it tidier. Look how big that is. It's too big. I want a small one. I want to keep it nice and tight for the paint or wrap job. We'll see. All right, let's get to work. Stop talking. All right, we got those in. I'm gonna bring you over because you're not gonna be able to see it otherwise. Everything's in. Got a brand new LED lights. Oh, yes. But if you noticed in the video, there was some holes left over from the old lights that I now need to fill. I was washing it down to clean the surface, and I'm gonna put fiberglass repair on these holes right here. So the holes beside the lights are going to be filled in now. And then I'll go on to the amber colored lights in the front of the bus. Those will be a little bit more of a challenge because they are over top of the cab. All right, hang tight. California. Here we go. There's a cloud over this town. No one seems to mind. Walk face down, search the stars and ride the night on Hollywood and Vine. Well, we are at a place where I have to find the missing connector, because apparently this is for the brake lights and the signal lights and all that fun stuff. So because I'd never done this before when I started, because I did not I did not have a system on how to keep track of what cables went where. I just threw them all in a box. So now we get to play a game called Find the Missing Connector. Ta-da! So you're about to see an insane amount of wiring that was in this bus, just so I can find this little adapter. And then I'll pull it all out and see how they wired it, and then run my own wiring my own way with proper color coordinations. Because as you can see, I'm a color coordinator. Blue and gray, blue, what? Can't mess with this guy.
There's nothing like LA. There's nowhere you can.
All right. So today's video is soldering. So I probably won't film this, but basically what I'm doing is these running lights for the bus. The pigtails are a little short and they come with plugs. And from my research, it is better, stronger, and longer lasting to snip those suckers, solder some extra length and shrink wrap that sucker. The extra length is to make it easier to wire the inside of the bus, to run the wiring, and also if these were to blow, that extra length will give me maintenance space. So if this blows, I can just pop it out, and instead of only having, what is that, 3-4 inches, I can have a foot to pull it out of the bus, snip it where I need to snip it, and attach a new light. So that's basically what we're doing today. We've got all these guys, and we've got all these guys, and then I'll do the brake lights, the signal lights, and the backup lights. So boring, so we'll just skip that, and you can probably just see the final product. You don't want to see me soldering, that's just boring. Here we go. You want to see it? I got a gun. Woo-hoo! That's all you get. Go away. Well, here we are again on the bus. The bus that has no name. And another video of me trying to catch up on what I've been doing. As I've been rewiring the bus, I saw a video about the doors. Here, I'm going to show you the doors. These doors that someone had a remote control opening and closing device, and I have to rebuild or had to rewire mine because it wasn't working. And I thought it was just a switch, but I had a friend come over, Darcy, and he works on these things all the time. Thank the Lord for people like him that are willing to help and point and show me things that I do not know. And he said, well, you might want to take out the motor because it looks shot. And I was like, motor for the door? I did not know it had a motor, but it makes sense. So I went up there, and I have just today and totally forgot to press record on the video camera, so I apologize for that. You didn't get to see that happen, but it's very simple. Here's the motor. This is the old motor. As you can see, maybe it's got some teeth missing on the gear, and it also, the power for it, the plug has been snapped. So I had to replace that. That was over $400, just so you know, for anyone who's looking to put in a new motor. It cost me, I don't know, a little over 400 bucks. But it's not that hard to do. It's up there in the, it's up here in this area here, just above the door. And my particular model was only 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. And it just pulled out because, of course, the gears were broken. Going back in was a little bit of a thing. There's a little red switch that I will show you right here that engages and disengages the gear. And when I first started beating the crap out of it to get it out, or to get it back in, I found it very difficult because I forgot to disengage and then forgot to re-engage putting it in. Make sure it's engaged when you put it in, otherwise there's not enough space to get the motor in. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna be back to soldering the wires. Well, I'm pointing and you don't even know what I'm talking about. But this is what I'm doing. I've got the pigtails extended. These are my running lights. And then I've got my power and my ground lights. And I'm gonna be soldering those together as they run on down along the bus. And they're gonna connect over to my brakes and all that fun stuff. So maybe you can't see that. Let's get a little closer. Ta-da! Anyway, I'm connecting all that, soldering it as a unit so that all the running lights will come on all at the same time. And then I will work on the brakes, the brake lights, sorry. The brake lights, the backup lights, and the signal lights. Hooray!
When you're working, you give it your all. So I'm bending my bones and breaking my back so I can stand up tall.
Okay, so I am in the middle of wiring and I'm at a crossroad because I don't understand how to wire all the brake lights and all that stuff. I'm still trying to figure that out with some help from friends. But while I'm waiting for them to get back to me, it was brought to my attention that I can cut this. My friend Darcy came to help me out with some stuff, and he said, it'd be wise to cut that off, that little lip, because you're going to bang your head on it. So I've decided that's a good idea. So I'm about to hack that sucker off. I'll show you, there's a good few inches of play here. See, not needed. And it used to be a shelf, but I mean, what's taking off a couple inches in the whole grand scheme of things? Not a lot. So we're gonna hack that sucker off. Woo!
The grind, trying to get to my goal. I give every second, time's ripping down my brow, but I can't wait to break out. Waiting on a weekend, hot sun, cold one rocking.
Well, I'm happy to say a huge thanks to my friend Terry. I got lights. Oh, I got lights in my bus. And now it's time to build, people. Now it's time to build. Let's do this. All right, it's a beautiful sunny day out, so I'm gonna make this quick. We have learned a lot in the last few weeks. I have learned that I cannot put open flame within 3 feet of my gas, my fuel intake, which means I've had to visit a number of people, and Journey's RV, Sean over there, has been so gracious to spend some time with me and point at things in the bus and tell me what can and cannot be done. And then add his wealth of knowledge. He's been doing RVs for 25 years. So today, as you may have noticed in previous videos, I've had floor layout plans, which I think is very important if you're going to do this. But today, we're going to do what is hopefully the final floor layout plan. The only person I'm waiting to hear back that could change things is the propane tank installation company. I was going to do it again myself, but I thought, you know, with all these rules and regulations and that stuff, I'd rather just send it to somebody else, know it's done right, and I don't want to spend time doing it myself just to say I did it myself and maybe have to do it wrong or have to do it again because I did it wrong. So in this quick video, we're going to have a time lapse again, because we all love time lapse. And it's just going to be me laying out the floor plan with the new information. Here we go.
Staring at the stars from the high school yard, we carved our names and I laid on the charm all summer long.
All right. Okay, so we've got wood. We're gonna start building the back wall and the bed. All right? So I'm gonna put it on time lapse now. So bye.
Lost in your eyes. There's no regret. I wanna be with you forever. Why don't we run away somewhere? This is a moment I'll always remember. There must be magic in the air. 'Cause there's nothing better than a moment shared with you. I wanna be with you forever. Warm wind and fireflies. You stole a kiss by the candlelight, sweet honeybee. You really shake my tree. Dancing through a storm in a convertible vet. The soft top's down and we're getting wet. Screaming seize the day. Let love lead the way.
What's up? Okay, we're in the shop again. I'm gonna try and finish up this bed now that I think I know how I'm gonna put the hinge in with the sliding units. It should work out great. We'll see, we'll see. All right, bed build time.
Moment shared with you. I wanna be with you forever. I'll never.
All right, phase one. We've got it on a hinge. Access to the storage. That makes me very happy. Thank you to my brother Derek for coming up with the hinge solution. And now it is time to build the other side where the slats go in, and I can push this part of the bed into the wall. Time to go to work, time to go to work, time to go to work. All right, for what it's worth, I saw someone online did this with their slat bed, and I thought it was a great idea. When they moved it, it sounded good. So I'm putting these heavy-duty felt strips I'm just gonna stick them to the slats that are bolted to the hinge. That way when I bring the extended part of the bed in, it doesn't rub, and it's smoother going in and out. It's kind of like a guideline. It's also kind of like a spacer between the boards so they don't squeak while I'm moving down the road, if it's in the in position. If it's in the out position, then it really won't make any difference. But yeah, so I'm gonna put these on. Probably skip that part. You don't need to see that. It's just doing what I'm doing, putting them on the edge, and away we go. Then I'm gonna build the other part, the extended part. Shapow! Well, all right, this is the moment of truth to see if I messed it up or not. Let's see if this works. That slides in well. Sturdy. Sturdy enough for my big butt. Pulls out. Whee! Whee! Would you like to go for a roll in the hay? Roll in the hay. Name that movie. Come on now, you're not that young. That's cool. So this goes in. Then it goes up so I can get at my stuff. On today's video about building a bus, it's building trapdoor under the bed part 2. Door 2. Yeah! So I'm just putting on a hinge. Got a solid piece. Gonna make the box. Blah 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 blah. You can watch if you like. Here we go. All right. Well, that went pretty smoothly. Whee! Now I can have that. I can pull this guy out still. This guy comes out. This guy still lifts up for access. If I need it, I got a bed. I can play on. This is pretty big. I could do starfish or snow angels or whatever they're called. Hooray! So as you can see, with the help from my friend Andrew, who's done this before, the windows came out. And the reason I couldn't get them out is there was some double-sided tape on the top and the bottom, and not the sides, which makes me wonder why they would not put it on the sides, but whatever. We're gonna do it better, we're gonna do it stronger, we're gonna do it more waterproofer, if that's a word. But yeah, first window's out. I'm just cleaning the outside. I got some of that, what is it called? Crumb remover? Crud cutter. That's what it's called. So I'm gonna try this and see how well this goes. It was recommended by somebody else who just did the same job. And yeah, let's see how good this stuff goes. I think this is gonna go quick now that I know what I'm doing. So I'll save you the long and boring videos of windows coming out and going in. Maybe I'll show you some crud remover. We'll see how it works.
Face against the glass, she pretends to sleep. Fighting off a demon she refused to kill. Battles in the shadows between love and fear. Holding each breath as the darkness clears. Eyes getting heavy at the break of dawn. Drifting down the desert as a train rolls on.
Alright, let me show you the bed. So this is the L shape I was talking about. And on this side, I'm gonna fill in there's gonna be a wall there. And then there's gonna be a wall here all the way down, so that'll be filled in. And then this lifts up, so it'll be storage area under there. And then this also lifts up, so I can put my guitars in there. And that's me messing up, because I haven't built that part yet. I gotta build a little latch so that will not fall. And then this also, oops, there goes that. Also pulls out to a full, well, bigger than a queen size bed. So